Welcome, everyone. We're so excited you've joined our Q&A session with Deliverr today about Walmart's fast shipping program for marketplace sellers. We're going to be giving you a lot of good information and answering your questions about the 2-day delivery program so you can start reaping the rewards of this great service. First, a few housekeeping items. My name is Lisa Wise. I support partner growth at Walmart, and I'll be your moderator. Sid Zahu is also from Walmart. He manages adoption, among other things, for the 2-day program, and he'll be giving a quick overview and also reviewing the recent updates to our tools. Then we'll be hearing from Michael Krakaris, co-founder of Deliverr, with information about their fulfillment service. After their presentations, you can ask a question by typing it in the panel on the right. A member of the team will respond as soon as possible. Please note it does get kind of busy, so be patient and we'll get to you as soon as possible. The team will also be answering some of the common questions aloud for the group. So, if we don't get to it in the panel, be listening for the answer aloud as well. After the session, we will send a recording to everyone who registered, so you're can you review that and share that with others on your team. And without further delay, I'll go ahead and hand it off to Sid now to get started.
Thanks, Lisa. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another one of our Q&A sessions. Looking forward to chatting more about the new features. But before that, wanted to give a quick overview of the key benefits of the 2-day program for folks that might be joining us for the first time. So Walmart Free 2-Day guarantees customer delivery in 2 business days. And the benefits of the program are that a seller can go in and enable their capabilities to deliver either nationwide or for select regions if they aren't able to cover the full 48 states. The items that are picked for the 2-day program get displayed with tags that increase the product visibility, and they lead to improved sales as well as conversion. So you have 2 ways to opt into the program. You can either choose to ship yourself nationwide or regionally, and this is through the Walmart Seller Fulfilled option, or you can partner with our partner Deliverr that's vetted for 2-day nationwide delivery on the get-go. So with Deliverr, you can come in, and even if you don't have your own fulfillment backend, you can just get going, and you're ready to rock and roll right off the bat. So before we hand it off to Michael to talk a little bit more about the Deliverr side of things, I wanted to talk a little bit about the enhancements that we made to the program. So on September 4th, we launched several new enhancements based on feedback from sellers, as well as for capabilities that we wanted to make available going forward. So one of the main changes was sellers can now go in and specify their fulfillment centers in Seller Center. So using this, a seller can map and manage their fulfillment network, split their inventory across nodes, and that's also used in order to kind of create these system-generated coverage maps. So when you go in and put in your fulfillment center information, it'll generate a coverage area for using FedEx and USPS 2-day ground coverage maps to determine where all you can deliver to with a very high confidence level. In addition to that, you can also specify the regions that you want to deliver to. So for example, say you have a fulfillment center in Southern California, you may want to just deliver to SoCal and focus on the LA region and maybe not worry about Northern California and some of the other areas. So you can, in addition to what is recommended by the system, go in and specify the regions that you want to deliver to. So prior to this release, we had a total of 48 states, and now you have up to 141 different delivery regions that you can specify. So for example, on this map, say you're able to deliver from LA to Vegas, you can also turn on that region. So you have a lot more capabilities in terms of granularity on how you want to manage your business. And you can do that based on your 2-day fulfillment capabilities, as well as where the population centers are, in order to maximize your coverage and your GMV as well. We've also created new assortment rules, and what these do is that they give you the ability to go in and turn on and off SKUs easily within Seller Center. So for example, you can go in and specify that you want to turn on TwoDay for a particular category, say electronics, for all items that are above $35 and under £1. And you can create several of these rules and quickly turn on and off your flags for those items, which was previously had to be done either at the individual SKU level or via bulk upload. We also have more powerful reporting available out of Seller Center. So you can now look at your financial performance. You can look at it for TwoDay versus non-TwoDay. You can look at it across a variety of different time horizons, 7-day, 14-day, 30 days, and look at it versus the same period versus previous periods. And you also have the ability to download this data in CSV or Excel format. So how do you take advantage of the Seller Managed option? So you can go into Seller Center and check if your account is eligible for that. And then you request access to enroll in the program. Once you're in there, you can configure your shipping profile and then map and add all those SKUs, confirm that you're seeing the tags for those particular listings, and then manage your orders and track your performance through that. So we want to make sure that sellers that are taking advantage of the Seller Managed program meet our criteria for that. So we're looking for an on-time shipping and delivery rate of over 95%. You should also have a valid tracking rate of more than 95%, cancellation rate of less than 1.5%, a favorable returns policy, and you should have sold on Walmart for at least 90 days or have fulfilled 100 orders on Walmart Marketplace. And we look at your performance on those orders on a rolling basis, and you can go in and request access every 2 weeks. And we'll use the last data to determine your eligibility and approve you for the program. So with that, let me hand it over to Michael to talk a little bit more about the Deliverr side of things and how that works.
Thanks, Sid. All right, awesome. Thanks so much, guys, for jumping on. I know it's been a few months, so we're really pumped to do another Q&A. Looks like we have a ton of Deliverr sellers on here, so definitely keep leaving your questions in the questions tab on the right. We'll try to get to as many of them as possible by the end. So definitely quite a bit of questions coming in. So, Sid ran through, if you are self-fulfilling, essentially all the steps to go ahead and do this. And they released quite a bit of functionality, I think last month, on self-fulfilling and being able to, determine which regions you're going to show TwoDay and which ones you aren't. Great thing with Deliverr, none of that really matters. So all of that is automatically done for you. So essentially all you need to do is sign up for a Deliverr account, connect that to Walmart, say you want to opt into the program, and you are good to go. So you don't need to have a minimum of 100 orders. Your performance is irrelevant for self-fulfillment when you come into Deliverr. And so everything should work very similar to an FBA-like service. So Deliverr is essentially an FBA-like fulfillment service. If you haven't yet used Deliverr, or if you're new to Deliverr, we're happy to intro you to sales. But the way to think about it is an FBA-like fulfillment service for anywhere you sell it online. And one of the big benefits is the ability to get these Prime-like badges and to get it fully automated through this type of service. So these are the 3 basic steps: connect Deliverr to Walmart. Number 2 is send inventory to Deliverr. And 3 is opt into Walmart TwoDay on the Deliverr portal. Looks like we're getting a bunch of questions regarding a few specifics in these steps, and we'll try to get into some of the weeds here because we have some time at the end. But those are the basic steps. So we took kind of all those steps from before and simplified it into these 3. And you can connect Deliverr directly to Walmart. However, the one caveat right now is that you need to move over all of your Walmart SKUs to Deliverr if you want to go through that direct integration. However, if you want to go and you only want to test out Deliverr on a few SKUs, not your entire Walmart catalog, you can go through one of these really popular integration tools. So we have a lot of them. We have Seller Active, Geek Seller, Seller Cloud, Ecom Dash, Listing Mirror, Sellbrite, Channel Advisor, Skubana, Zentail, Shopify. Soon I won't be able to say all the different integration options we have. So have some really great partners here We can go and test out Deliverr with a few SKUs. We're also working on enhancing our direct integration with Walmart. Hope to have an update on that in the next month, actually. So these are some of the popular integration options. Also, you should ask them, if you're not yet on that tool, if they have a promo for Deliverr sellers. A lot of them do have working promos. I know Seller Active is actually free of charge for the next few months. So you can ask them for details on that for any new sellers who want to use Deliverr. Geek Seller has an active promo. Sellbrite might have an active promo, and I might be missing a few others. So going forward, here's some common questions we'll just run through real quick, and then we're just going to open this thing up and try to answer as many questions as possible. So number one is, how much does Deliverr cost? So you can see our cost if you go to our cost calculator online. So if you go to Deliverr, you go to pricing, you can see the cost of fulfill an item. There's a special rate called the Walmart 2-day rate. That's the rate that you would pay for this. What's unique about the Deliverr pricing model, it's just like FBA in that you pay the same rate regardless of where you're shipping to across the country. And that predictability helps you understand, okay, am I going to be making or losing money on this item day one? Look at the cost previews, use our cost calculator. When you also create a Deliverr account, you'll see cost previews for every item. Make sure you look at everything and you understand your cost structure before you send it in. I have seen sellers who they've sent an inventory before, they haven't really known their costs, or they didn't look at that. So that's really important. So in terms of where our rates sit, they're going to be a little bit less than multi-channel FBA, a little bit more than FBA for Amazon orders. So FBA is those two rates, multi-channel fulfillment, and for Amazon fulfillment, we're going to sit kind of in between those two rates. Number two, do you handle returns? Right now, we do not. So returns have to go to your own location. Doesn't seem to be too big an issue for our sellers today, as the return volume, it doesn't tend to be that big. Now, the other option, you have an option to opt into the Walmart returns program, where buyers can return to a store and then Walmart would send it back to your location. Minimum item requirements. So this one, we've heard it a lot of different ways. You have to send in a few units per SKU. So pretty much 4 units per SKU is what you have to send in. Shouldn't be too big of a requirement. So the reason we do that is we want 1 unit in each of the 4 locations across the country. So we want to have inventory across 4 locations in the country. That's how you get this nationwide 2-day coverage that gives you that huge 2-day boost that sellers love. And so that's why our minimum is 4 units. Should be manageable around that. If you're sending case packs, so let's say you're sending cases of 10 units, you'd have to send 4 cases because we don't want to have you break a case pack. So you'd send 1 case pack to each of the 4 locations. What happens if an order arrives late? So around this, your performance on the Deliverr side, those metrics do not impact your account. So you cannot get suspended for Deliverr missing delivery SLAs or shipping SLAs. If you do get notified about that for Walmart for whatever reason, just let us know and we'll work that out with Walmart directly. That's also one of the benefits of this program. However, we cannot protect you on items that you are self-fulfilling. So for self-fulfilling items, whether it's 2-day or it's not on 2-day, that will go through the regular performance process with Walmart. Do I have to ship my entire Walmart inventory with Deliverr? So that's what we talked about before. We have really two ways you can connect Deliverr to Walmart. If you connect Deliverr directly to Walmart, then yes, you're going to have to move over your entire selection from in Walmart to Deliverr. However, if you go through one of our integration options like Zentel or Sellbrite or Channel Advisor, then you can pick and choose which SKUs you want Deliverr to use. We talked a little bit about who we integrate with. If you have questions around that, questions around the promos, just feel free to leave that in the chat box. Can I choose which warehouses to send inventory to? Unfortunately, you cannot. So similar to FBA, we're going to figure out, based on your item, where are Walmart buyers buying it? And we're going to put that item closest to where those buyers are. That's one of the benefits of why you get that fixed rate pricing, because we have an understanding of what our cost structure is. By putting items closest to buyers, we can charge you that fixed rate that's super predictable. Do you ship international orders? We do not. Walmart.com is just in the United States. So for the marketplace, it would just be US orders. That does include Alaska and Hawaii and protectorates and PO boxes. So I think we got through the majority of the questions that we typically have, and then we'll open it up in the next 30 seconds or so. If you want to learn more, here's some of the helpful links. We'll obviously send this recording out so you can look at this. The main links on Deliverr, you have the cost calculator, deliverr.com/fulfillment-cost. Put in any ASIN, and it'll tell you exactly what the Walmart 2-day cost is. If you want to learn a little bit more how our pricing works, how our storage pricing works, anything like that, just go to deliverr.com pricing. There's really just those two big buckets, fulfillment and storage, and everything should be pretty similar to what you're used to with FBA. So with that being said, let's get into it. And Sid, do you want to take the first question?
Sure. There's a lot of good Deliverr questions here, but there's one, let me start off with on the Walmart side. Mohammed Hassan asks, how is Deliverr involved in the seller managed option when shipping to Walmart? So for the seller managed option, that's completely dependent on the seller. So what some of our sellers do is that they'll put some of their fast moving inventory on Deliverr and the ones that they want to see on TwoDay nationwide for that capability. And then they take advantage of their existing infrastructure to kind of manage regional TwoDay as well. So that way you can kind of cover both sides of things. And one thing that happens is that over the holidays, there's a lot of items that might be doing really well. So you want to get the additional boost from that. And also having the TwoDay nationwide tag also shows your items higher on the search algorithm on the Walmart side as opposed to regional. So definitely want to take advantage of as much of the ecosystem as you can. And so great question over there.
So a lot of Deliverr questions coming in. If you use the Sellbrite integration, do you get the 2-day shipping badge on Walmart? Yes, you do. So if you use any of these integration partners that we list here, they would all support the 2-day delivery badge through Deliverr. So we've built integrations with each of them, and they should all support it. We have live merchants across all these different options. Question on API keys. So recently, Walmart changed their authentication system to move to a delegated access API keys. So you may have gotten the warning email from Walmart that your API keys are not valid. And so that's really important and really serious to update your API keys to the delegated access method. That should also be in your Walmart account if you haven't yet done so, with instructions on how to do that. Really important, or else we cannot get orders. We cannot ship orders or update tracking information or really connect to Walmart in any way until those keys are valid and working. And really good question actually for you, Sid, that just came in. We use Deliverr for our own fulfillment. We use Deliverr and our own fulfillment. When stock is finished at Deliverr, 2-day shipping is still enabled for the item for which self-fulfillment 2 days is not possible. So how can they get the item enabled or default to self-fulfillment 2-day if Deliverr runs out?
Good question. So on that one, you have the ability to split your inventory, and you can specify what to do with the inventory. Once it runs out on the Deliverr side, then you can have the ability to turn it on separately again for 2-day on the Walmart side as well. So you'd have to stock out on the Deliverr side first, and then after that, you have the ability to fulfill from Walmart. The other option that you have is that you can set that SKU up separately using another capability to separate out what that SKU is, so that it doesn't show on both sides at the same time. But you would have to stock out on one first before you enable it from the other side.
Okay, I think that makes sense. Do we have to use Deliverr to get the 2-day shipping badge and the buy box? Okay, so those are two kind of separate concepts. Using Deliverr to get the 2-day shipping badge, I mean, you have two options to get the badge. Number one is you can use Deliverr to do that, and you get automatic access into the program. Or number two is you can apply to do the program through self-fulfillment via the method that Sid mentioned, which is another option as well. With the option that Sid mentioned, it is an application, so it's not guaranteed that you'll get access to the program. If you go through Deliverr, it's pre-approved access. Regarding the buy box, and we, happy to go more in depth if we want to talk about that. It definitely helps having the 2-day badge, when you're competing for the buy box. Depends on the vertical, depends on the product, depends on the search term that you're going after. That can affect if you're going to win the buy box or not win the buy box. Of course, if you match on price and pretty much everything is the same, but you have 2-day and the other seller does not have 2-day, then the buy box would most likely, flip in your favor, unless there's some anomaly. But if you're higher on price and you have 2-day, sometimes you can win the buy box, sometimes you won't. It really kind of depends on the vertical, and it's on a case-by-case basis. So if you sell on Amazon, you've probably seen the same type of behavior. If you have the Prime badge versus not having the Prime badge. It's always good to have a repricer. Seller Active has a really helpful repricer. I think FeedVisor has one. So definitely get that, test it out, and see at what price does the buy box flip when you have 2-day versus when you don't have 2-day. And you can actually build your own price map. So a lot of the really top beauty sellers that we talk to, that's kind of the things, those are the things that they're running through. So they have an idea for every single item, at what price point does the buy box flip when they have 2 days, so they can see, is this affordable, does this make sense, or does this not make sense?
Yep, no, that's a great answer. And there's a couple, you definitely want to take into account the different factors that affect winning the buy box. It's definitely the quality of your listing, whether or not you have the 2-day tag, your ability and your coverage to deliver regionally and nationwide on 2-day. And also sponsored listings is another factor that helps you show up further on the buy box versus other sellers. So definitely want to experiment with all those different factors, kind of as Michael mentioned.
And then question here around which freight companies do we use? So it actually varies depending on whether you're looking at sending into Deliverr's network or us shipping to buyers. So when you look at us shipping to buyers, we use a combination of a lot of different methods. We're using USPS for smaller items. A lot of times we use FedEx, UPS even, and you might even see some regional carriers as well that we're starting to leverage now. On the inbound side, you have a few options. So sending inventory into Deliverr, you can send into Deliverr on our rates, Deliverr's rates. Usually that's on FedEx, I believe, sometimes on USPS even. Or you can send on your own rates. So if you want to send on your own, with your own freight provider because you're sending in pallets or something like that, you can do that as well. So we have one of the two options. It's really kind of depending on what's easiest for you. But if you want to use Deliverr rates sending inbound, it has to be small parcel, meaning you need to be sending individual boxes versus sending pallets if you want to use Deliverr's rates to send into the Deliverr warehouse network. Question from Karen. What are some popular repricers for Walmart? The one that I've seen that actually works really nicely is Seller Active. We do have a promo right now for Deliverr sellers. If you want to use a repricer, you can get Seller Active's repricer for free for the next month or 2 months. So that's actually really helpful. Highly recommend getting a repricer for Walmart. It's really critical, especially if you're in like the beauty space, areas like that. We've seen shampoo sellers who are coming in. They've added on repricers because they have fairly competitive buy boxes, and that's been really successful for them. And question is, would we be using the seller's rates or our own rates shipping to the customer? And for that, Deliverr is shipping on our own rates. So shipping to the buyer, all of that is going on Deliverr's rates, and then you're being charged the fixed rate for fulfillment. Let me see if we have the pricing anywhere so we can show you what the cost would be. There it is. So here you can see that's the cost. This is actually our original Walmart 2-day rates. These have since actually gotten lower for holidays. So, for that iPhone case, it's actually $486 now. But, nationwide 2-day delivery, that's what the cost is. And that's because that's shipping on our account.
Okay.
Is there anything you see for yourself?
Michael, there's one question around the kind of where your fulfillment centers are. So this one is specific to what's the closest fulfillment center near Philadelphia?
Okay, so yeah, we have locations across the country. Let me think. So you put me on the spot with that one. Near Philadelphia, we have more than one. We have 2 to 3 near Philadelphia. So in Pennsylvania, I think it's mostly though on eastern Pennsylvania. And those locations basically service the Northeast. So we have multiple locations in there, locations across the country. So We have the 2 or 3 in Pennsylvania. We have one in Kentucky. We have Virginia. Multiple in Georgia now. If you're sending inventory, you're probably seeing a few Georgia locations because we need to service the Southeast. Texas, multiple locations. That's really popular. And then Midwest, so Illinois is a really popular location. Even South Dakota, we have one there. And then when you go to the West Coast, looking at multiple across California and Nevada. So you would send to locations across the country, around 4 different locations. We're piloting a program on sending to one, and then we forward to the different locations. However, that is a beta program. If you want to have access to it, feel free to access. You can contact support, and we can see if that's possible. So we are testing that out. Not sure, when the general release will be for the single warehouse program. Hopefully, in the next month, I'll have a more accurate timeline. But for now, sending to multiple locations, sending around 4 locations across the country. So expect in your shipping plan to be able to send to probably California or Nevada, 1 to Texas, 1 in the Southeast, and then 1 in the Northeast.
Awesome.
Questions around item dimensions. So, my item is packed in a roll, so it'll be over 40 inches long, would still be possible to use Deliverr. Unfortunately not. The reason we have those dimensional requirements is that those are our maximum box sizes. So if an item is beyond that, we just simply cannot put it in a box. So that's why we can't handle items that are over 40 inches long, because I think our longest box is something like 40 inches or 40 inches and like a quarter of an inch over that. So that's the reason behind our product dimensional requirements. Common question we also get, and something we actually talked about yesterday, if you guys were also on that webinar, we did a webinar with sponsored products, the sponsored products team. Gian did a great job there from the Walmart side. If you use Deliverr, you get access to the Walmart sponsored products tool. Huge benefit, really important when you're going after these search terms. Hopefully we have a slide on what that looks like. So something you definitely want to focus on. So here we have a seller going after dog bowls. They have 2-day shipping and running sponsored products on the item to help them rank. So you really want a combination between sponsored products and 2-day delivery. We should be having another sponsored products webinar hopefully in the next month or so you can check in then and ask questions on that as well. But another really big, helpful benefit to coming into Deliverr. And then question around, if you're using, this is actually a fantastic question from Edward. If I'm using an integration partner, do you still need to connect Deliverr to Walmart's delegated API keys? The answer is yes. Why is that? So if you're using an integration partner, inventory and orders are going through that tool. So like we're exchanging inventory and order data with ChannelVisor or Sellbrite or whatever the other integration partner is. But there's a direct connector between Walmart and Deliverr for the fast tag, where we're just turning on the badge, turning off the badge. So if you do not update your API keys and you're using an integration partner, what you would see is that orders would be coming in and inventory would be updating, but your fast tags wouldn't be changing. So they'd be stuck. So you'd see either 2-day in an item wouldn't be changing, or you wouldn't see 2-day in an item wouldn't be changing. So you definitely want to make sure your API keys are connected, regardless of whether you're using an integration partner, not using an integration partner. Super, super important. If you don't know how to do that, let us know. Contact support, contact your account manager, and we'll get that done for you, because we take that super seriously and really want to help you through that process.
Okay.
Let's
looking through the questions.
Yeah.
Just trying to see if there's anything else good.
I really like our Fiends question. Is there a bestseller rank equivalent available for Walmart.com? Struggling to figure out the sales velocity for some of our products, but we're thinking of selling on Walmart. Yeah, so right now it's not yet available. There's a few interesting things around this in terms of what items sell best, and that's a question that we get all the time. Probably Sid and I are fielding. So
yeah,
I wrote an article on this, and you can look at it in the Deliverr blog, called the 14-to-1 rule of selling on Walmart. And so what we saw was, Walmart had around 14% the traffic, GMV, buyer pool that Amazon had, but only 1% the competition. You had something around 23,000 sellers on Walmart. You have around almost 3 million on Amazon. The 1P selection is very different when you look at it on Walmart versus Amazon. And so at least, our take was on it is that, one good way to look at it is to look at, bestsellers on Amazon and to kind of search those in Walmart and see if there's a lot of selection. And so if you, let's say you search Axe shampoo on Walmart, and if that comes in and, you don't see any items with 2-day delivery, you don't see any items in 1P selection, then that indicates to me, at least if I'm selling, that that's a huge opportunity for that item. Conversely, let's say you want to look at, coffee beans. Now, and that's a bestseller on Amazon, but you look at that on Walmart and, there's all sorts of selection already on Walmart at really affordable prices, and it's all on next day delivery. Then that's indicating to me that it's, really difficult. That's probably gonna be a difficult, vertical for you to sell in on the 3P side. So it's really a combination of factors. I definitely suggest that you read our blog, read Walmart's blog, because they have a few, success stories of, sellers have been able to get to, $500,000, $1 million in revenue pretty fast. But it really, product selection is really important, thinking that through, and really going about it strategically versus just saying, I'm just going to put everything I have in my catalog on Walmart. There's definitely more to it than that.
Yep. And then, definitely one thing that we are doing as part of this partnership is, trying to coach the sellers in terms of what's available. So Deliverr has a pretty good handle in terms of what does well. They've been coaching a lot of sellers that are moving from, other platforms to Walmart as well, or that are, trying to figure out how to best optimize their assortment on Walmart. So if you work with them and us, we are able to provide that kind of guidance as well. But as of right now, there isn't actually a bestseller rank available. It's something that we're looking at on the product side. So hopefully in the future, we'll have more information on that.
Yeah. And then questions around how do I get started with Deliverr? Feel free to either sign up for an account, or you can contact us, info@deliverr.com. Sales will be in touch. You can even go, if you want to just book a meeting for today, if you go to deliverr.com, go to the homepage, and right below the button that says sign up, there's a link that says need more info, let's chat, and you can actually just book time on a rep's calendar, so you can get that started. So our sales reps will help you through the whole process. Even if you're not yet live on Walmart, they're happy to help you through that application process, and then getting everything ready and sending inventory. Question from Greg: can Deliverr handle 2-day on items with batteries? Great question. Right now, we do not handle items with batteries. We're working on supporting items with alkaline batteries before the end of the year, so we're hoping to have a solution out to you soon. I'm hoping in the next month I can give an update on that with more concrete dates. Lithium-ion batteries, unfortunately, not through this year, so that's probably going to happen early next year when we can handle items with lithium-ion batteries. So when you send inventory, we ask, do these items have batteries? Are these items hazmat? Anything like that? So we're trying to be very upfront in what we take, what we don't take. And if for any reason you do send an item that violates those restrictions, we'll reach out and we'll let you know kind of what the issue was. So probably have some time for a few more last minute questions. So if you have any other questions, feel free to leave them in. Probably have around 2-3 minutes left.
So there's a good one that I can kind of talk about. So there's a question on next day and next day on the 1P side. So definitely that's one thing that's coming into consideration, and that's one of the reasons why we're so bullish on having as many items on 2-day as possible on the 3P side. So since they've launched next day on the 1P side, in order to be a competitive, a lot of customers expect kind of fast shipping as given. So in order to be competitive, you definitely want to put as many of your items, particularly the ones that are selling well, on 2-day. In terms of what's happening and the question also asked about next day on the 3P side, that's definitely something that the team is working on. So more to come when we have more information on that in the future.
Mm-hmm. All right. I think we got pretty much everything there. And yeah, I think that's great. We'll probably do another QA next month as everyone gets ready for Black Friday. We're pumped for that. We think it'll be really exciting. And then we'll probably have some updates to our direct integration with Walmart coming up over the next month or so too. Anything else, just let us know. Email us, info@deliverr.com, or go to deliverr.com, sign up, or you can contact Walmart. Let us know. Happy to answer anything. Happy selling. Let's get ready for Q4.
Yep. Definitely. Yep. Good luck with the holidays, everyone.
All right. Take care, guys.
Great. Thanks.